Hey everybody, it's your man Type coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before I begin, I want to thank you in advance for hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, and sharing me with your friends and family. And I thank those who have shared me on their personal podcasts and TikTok accounts. I am so amazed, and I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Uh, I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. That means a lot that you find it that my true life stories you guys can share. So thank you. So enough yammering. So this story is gonna take place in Orlando, Central Florida area, but virtually Orlando, between Ivy Lane Road and Carver Middle School. So Carver Middle School is off of Campanella and Riley, and then all the way up to the project to the Poke and Bean where I grew up. Well, so when I was young and I had started going to middle school. I started going to Carver Middle School. There was uh, there was this stray dog. It was a pit bull. It's like nobody cared for this dog. It had a gash on its side, a couple scratches. You could tell it done been in a dog fighting ring, and it probably lost too many times, so they got rid of the dog. They kicked the dog out, so the dog running the street. Now everybody that I went to school with, my friends, said Moose, all them people, they used to throw rocks at the dog, throw sticks at the dog, they'll chase the dog. Hell, one time, one of my homeboys, he done captured the dog, put the dog in his backyard, bringing other male dogs around, trying to fuck the dog, talking about, oh, if she could get pregnant, I could sell these pit bulls and shit. Because that's a big thing down here in the South. Well, so the dog ended up getting free. So one day I woke up late to school. I'm walking by myself. It's hot as fuck too. I remember it was hot. I woke up late. My mama, what? Get your ass up out this house. Get your ass down there to school. Cause she wanted to entertain her little friend in the daytime and shit. Our parents do. So I get up and I like, okay. So I'm walking to school. It's late, man. I only got about 3-4 hours left for school. So I'm gonna get a late pass. So as I'm walking to school, I see the dog. So I had a little beef jerky, because keep in mind, I was a fat ass little kid, putty, chubby little portly little mofo. So I had a little bologna sandwich and some beef jerky. They was 25 cents from the corner store back in the day, Slim Jim. So I ain't eat the sandwiches. So I gave it to the dog. I built down, waved the dog over, gave the dog the bologna and cheese sandwich. Reached in my pocket, gave the dog the Slim Jim and shit like that. Patted the dog. And from that day on, the dog would sit right there, because I had to walk home. The dog would sit right there by the bar, Medley Bar, which was across the street from Mr. Isaac's store. I got a story about Mr. Isaac later on. So the dog would sit there right at the corner of, I forget the name of the street, but the dog would sit right there every day. So when me and my friends come by, they would chase the dog would run away, but the dog would come back and just give me a sad look. So I'd turn around and be like, man, let me go and get the dog something. So I had fell in love with the dog, and I couldn't bring the dog home. So I started, staying after school a little late to sit up there and, so when my friends leave, I could sit up there and I could have my little 5-10 minutes of playing with the dog and throwing sticks and little tennis ball I had picked up out my pocket and shit like that. That type of stuff. So, me and the dog developed a relationship. And so it got to the time, by the time it was my 8th grade year, and this went on about 2-3 years, 6, 7. So by the time my 8th grade year, I'm with the dog, and the dog had started walking me home, because certain friends fall out by the wayside if you don't hang around them long enough. Message. So I started, getting out of practice and stuff, because I'm part of the chess debate team, all that shit. I'm a real nerd, y'all. So, I'm walking home late. I'm getting out of school about an hour and a half late than my other friends, because I'm doing the extracurricular activity. And sure enough, the dog there. So the dog started walking me home. So the dog walking me home every day. I come there, the dog be right there at that corner. The dog get a dog a little Slim Jim, bologna sandwich, or some shit I saved from lunch, or I stopped at the corner store and bought the dog something like beef jerky or anything like that. and I give it to the little dog, and I walk the dog on home. I mean, the dog would walk me halfway up the road, but the dog never crossed Edgemore Street. It never crossed Edgemore Street. It would walk me to the corner to where the Poker Beans started, and then it'll turn around and it'll walk back up the road. No matter what, I can call it. It wouldn't cross the street. It wouldn't go near my mama apartment. So, okay, time go on. The summertime come. You know, I'm in high school. Now I'm catching the bus. So I would see the dog standing at the corner, you know, as I'm waiting out there for the school bus, you know, going to Jones and shit, or the city bus, you know, I saw it going on the city bus too. Man, the dog still there day after day. The dog stood there, so I get out of school from Jones and I just walk. I like walk literally without putting my book bag up, and I walk up there and I see the dog, and the dog will meet me, come run and jump on me, and we'll, you know, slap it around, knock it around a little bit playfully. And again, I give it some treats. Now, keep in mind, this is 3, 4, 5, 6 years as I'm growing up. I done played with this dog, right? So now, I done discovered chicks. I'm in high school. Shit different for me now. Shit real different. So I stopped fucking with the dog. I stopped remembering the dog. I stopped even calling the dog. I used to get on the school bus or the city bus, and I'd see the dog standing there, and it'd just be laying down or standing. But it knew I was on that bus because it would look at that bus and I'd make eye contact with the dog. But I ain't never say nothing. So, you know, again, now I'm growing up in age. I don't see the dog too much. The dog ain't hanging out there. So I thought somebody, animal control had came and got the dog, or somebody done killed it or kidnapped it, and they got it in the backyard teaching it how to fight. So the dog was a memory to me. Man, so now, hear this shit right here. The dog, we all named the dog King because we thought it was a boy. But then I found out it was a girl, so we started calling her Queenie. So we named the dog Queenie. Man, I'm a dope boy now, so I gotta say it. I'm a dope boy now. I'm selling dope at the corner store, Big B's. I'm walking up and down Malibu. You know, Ivy Lane was my stomping ground. I'm a hothead, hot boy. I got a car, parked the bitch at the store. Then I get up and I walk up the road with the dope and shit on me. So, you know, I have a chance to walk in. If the police looking at me, they'll just see a nigga walking up the road, and they ain't gonna watch it no more than 2, 3 blocks. So they'll be like, oh, he ain't got shit. He just a pole hustler. We want the bigger nigga that get into the big cars with the rims and shit. So that's who they focus on. I kind of had that shit down the pat. So I walk up there. So as I'm walking up there, I'm about 22. I'm about 21, 22. I just got my nuts cracked at the age of 18. You know, lost my VJ at that age of 18. So now your boy primed and pumped. So anything come away, I'm knocking it down. Zero understanding. So as I'm walking up there, I run into this white chick. Now let me tell you, never seen this white chick in the hood before. Never seen her. It's like she appeared out of nowhere. And she was 5'2". When I say 5, she had all the attributes of a sister. She had the thick lips, the thick nose, the long hair, and it was brown. She had a body to her. I mean, and she had just a flair about her. And she was at Mr. Isaac's store, and she didn't have a car or nothing. She caught the city bus over there from College Park. So I believed her, you know, because College Park, back in the day, that's where all the white folk lived at. So I say, well, you know, and I ain't scared to holler at nobody. So little mama, damn, you know, you right. What's up with you? I say, who over here, who got you over in this hot ass sun by yourself? And she just started laughing, and she couldn't stop laughing. So now she done showed me them teeth. She done cracked that smile. Bitch, that's my opening. Let me slide my ass up in there, bitch. So, you know, I done, you know, did my little Bobby Brown gangster front forward, lean walk, stepping. So I'm over there talking to her and shit. It didn't occur to me that this girl had nothing. She didn't have a overnight bag. She didn't have shit. She just was a very attractive white girl in the middle of the hood. So, you know, I'm macking her down, and everything I'm saying, she eating up. 100%. It's like, I say, damn, look at your little dimple. And she never formed the complete sentence at that time. Never formed the complete sentence. So my car was parked right there at the store where she was hanging at. So I say, all right. I say, well, you want to get in the car? You want to ride a little bit? I say, since you ain't got no people, I say, I don't need no shit. And she like, I ain't got no people. So I say, well, slide in this bit. Let me get you out the hot sun. You can sit in here and feel this cold dew on your ass. And she like got in. I cranked the AC up high in the car, so she chilling with the dew. I mean, she fly now. So I say, okay. I say, well, I could take you. She say, I don't mind going back to your place. We could sit over there a little bit. So I'm like, okay, they being pretty forward with it now. Okay, now she playing with me now. I'm saying to myself, okay, play with it, bitch. You don't know how it is with over here with old tight. So, I'm saying all that in my head. So I say, okay then. I say, well, I've been out here all day. I gotta go freshen up anyway. I say, you can freshen up. I say, you ain't got no overnight bag. I say, you ain't got no overnight bag, no change of clothes, change your underwear and shit. She was like, no, I just came over here and then she say, I came over here and I just then decided to go back. I was just gonna chill over here to see what I could get into. And I'm like, okay, cool. I say, well, come on, let's go over here and go to the Magic Mall. So I went to the Magic Mall, got a little fly outfit and shit, cause, I knew I was gonna screw it. It is what it is. And I, throw her ass in the shower, freshen her up afterward, so I could drop her off wherever she need to go when we done, So, so went to the Magic Mall, take her back to the crib. I done got fresh. She done got fresh. I'm chilling at my own place, relaxing. And all of a sudden, and you gotta think, 22-year-old Tyke was a motherfucker, y'all. I ain't like the Tyke now. I'm a decent human being. So I was like, bitch, you in this bed, what's up? I say, you done came here, you half naked with a big shirt on. I say, no panties. I say, you bought this? And she like, whatever you want, I'm game. So I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, damn, is that easy? So, your boy do his thing. That's when we were using them black condoms, them all black ones. They don't sell them bitches no more. We called them tuxedos. Them bitches can survive nuclear war. All my fellas out there, boy, if you put on one of them black lifestyles and you go up in somebody, my God, you can go for hours without having to switch that bitch over. They don't make them condoms no more. Lord bless lifestyles. Who made the tuxedo. But I digress. So I threw one of them lifestyles on, man, and I went to working. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it was the best damn experience I ever experienced in my life, with during that up to that time. It was just, I mean, she was so willing. I mean, it was just, you could see the excitement, like it was gratitude on her face. If I can describe any kind of sexual energy she was giving off, it was gratitude. And I'm like, why so gratitude? I just bought the motherfucker, a outfit, and freshen her up and shit. So then I'm thinking, okay, maybe she a runaway or maybe she escaping a pimp or something. All this shit running through my head because she had no inkling to leave. So I get up the next day and I ain't never left nobody in my house when I ain't there. So I say, I'm finna go. I got business to handle. I say, where can I drop y'all? She say, well, you can drop me off back at the store. She say, I'll be okay. She say, I got an uncle and all them round cousins. They be riding up with the dudes fighting the pit bulls. That was my first take on it. She said, my uncle and them, they be riding up fighting and stuff with the pit bulls and shit. And I say, all right then, cool, that's what's up. So, and white boys, they'd come into the hood and they would fight dogs and shit with the Hamp boys and all that shit though. So I say, cool. So I dropped her off at the store. I parked my car and I walk up there to Big B. I'm selling dope and shit. Coming home, she right there again. I say, you ready to take another ride? And no, I'm okay, boom. So this shit went on for like 3-4 months, people. Shit went on for 3-4 months. Now she riding around in the car with me. When I say she never gave me a word of back talk, she never gave me a word of back talk. She always smelled good, looked good, respected the energy. She didn't ask what I was doing, and I never moved her in. She was always waiting for me at the store every time. We'll sleep together, drop her off. She'll go away while I hustle in daytime. I come back, get in my car, she'll be right there. I don't know if she even sat in the store and waited for me. I don't know. It was just that dedication from this chick, right? So out of three months of screwing her, I never explored her body because it was all about just running dick up in her, running car, giving her this meat and screwing her. So all of a sudden, now the sex, it ain't getting boring. It's like I need to know more about this person, because You know, she in my energy, and we already did the little hook up, beat up, and screaming like them fishes on that meme. I love that meme. So now I'm like, okay, let me take my time with her, cause now I'm falling in love a little bit. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this could be something. You know, maybe I could put a little white woman on my arm. You know, it ain't gonna fuck around with nothing. So now, you know, now I'm doing all the little sensual romantic shit. I'm giving her massages on her neck and shit, and rubbing her back, put oil on her, perfuming her up and stuff. You know, massaging her feet and rubbing on her little breasts and her little stomach and shit. I'm like really giving the chick 5-star treatment. And cause she ain't give me no inkling that she didn't deserve it, she was 100% down for whatever we need to do. Now, I'm gonna stop it right there. We finna continue, but y'all know I like to stop this motherfucker, right? That ain't that just the backstory. So let me get into the creepy shit of this thing. Now, she done been coming to the house 3-4 months. So now I'm parking the car. So by out of 7, I'm gonna say, but like out of 6-7 days a month, I didn't see her. So, you know, I'm thinking, okay, the chick period on, she just like to fuck. So she ain't gonna be around when she on the rack. But it was around by the same time, between like the 13th till the like 20th of the month. I don't know what that day is. That 7-day period from the 13th of every month to the 20th of every month. Days vary. I didn't see her. She wasn't there. And back then, you know, we didn't really fuck with cell phones, or we had pages and shit like that. She didn't page or nothing. She never called the phone, nothing. She was just always there, and that was strange too. So I ain't see her at the store, so I figured she had went back home to recharge, whatever. Cool. So then, you know, those 7 days passed, then I would see her. So during those 7 days while she was gone, you know, I'm out there making good money. I'm hustling. I mean, I'm doing it good. I mean, all the heads coming to me, all the crackheads and fiends coming to me. They like, tight. They even start calling me ponytails, because I had real long dreads at the time. The ponytails, you got that there? You got that mic? You got that mic? That's what they were calling my dope. My shit was so good when I cooked it. They were calling it mic. You got that mic? You got that power? You got that tension? Yeah, I got it, come on. All the crackheads coming to me. I would sell out in 0 split seconds when I got up there. So I'm like, bitch, I'm rolling in this motherfucker. I'm flipping and reeing up like a motherfucker. So as I'm up there one night, some old head come to me and he say, you tight? You know, so instantly I grabbed my little piece and shit. It was just a 5-shot revolver. I grabbed the bitch. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He was like, I see you fucking around with the little white girl you have in your car. I say, she yours, nigga? You know, now I'm all in his face. Bitch, she yours? He say, all on mine. I say, oh, you a pimp? I say, bitch, I ain't paying you. I say, that'll put me in a deficit. I've been fucking the whole 3 months, nigga. Fuck you. He like, no, when I say he say, no, not like that. I ain't no pimp. When I say all on mine, he say, she belong to me. She made a deal to fuck with you. And I'm like, what you mean she made a deal to fuck with me? I say, nigga, you don't know me. She didn't know me either. Like she been watching you for a long time, player. He say, I ain't mad at you. He say, but don't let this relationship go past 5 years. He say, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't wanna see this shit go past 5 years. He say, I'm telling you something. He said, all right, that's what's up. And he say, after 5 years, dump the bitch, get rid of the hoe. I'm thinking, okay, this is how they treat all white chicks in the hood, because this is my first time ever dealing with one. So I gotta respect the OG. After 5 years of fucking with her, I was gonna let it go. But then some told me, stop fucking with her, after 5-6 months. Keep in mind, I'm 3 months in when this brother done came up there. So I say, instead of 5 years, do you mean 5 months? He said, yeah, 5 months. Let's do 5 months. He said, just keep it in increments of 5. I say, all right. He said, you know what? Better yet, 5 months. And the man gave me a silver dollar. He flipped it. And a silver 50-cent piece. It was some silver coin, but I know I could spend it if I wanted to. It would make me money. I mean, I can go into the grocery store and use a bitch. So I think it was a silver dollar or something. He threw the bitch at me. He flipped it at me. He said, make sure you keep this on you now. This is a spiritual totem. And I had knew about the spiritual world with grandmama, and he ain't give me no reason not to trust him. So, okay, nigga, you just put me on some, you gave me some advice, and you giving me a silver dollar, let alone I could sell the bitch and make money. I'm like, okay, cool, Pop. So Pops walked back off on the dark road, and he disappeared in the shadow. Never seen Pops again. So I'm like, damn. He said, don't fuck with her no more than 5 months. So now I'm falling in love with the chick, right? Falling in love with her. So now I'm taking her around the family. We going to the family cookout, everybody laughing. Oh, if anybody gonna fuck with a white girl, it will be Tight. That bitch, he don't discriminate. Tight. And they'll mess with the white girl. Do a dance. And they were like, hi, Becky. Well, you know how when we get together. So the girl, in about 2 family cookouts, the little white girl had been put through the paces with my people. So that passed. So now grandma coming into the picture. I said, Grandma, I want you to meet, my friend. And grandma said, what's her name? I never knew her name, people. The whole time she never gave me her name. It was words like, you okay, everything right. She never gave me a name. And she said, just call me Queen. And my grandma said, bullshit. And I said, oh. And grandma said, I ain't calling no bitch no queen. I'm the biggest queen around here. And I said, okay. I say, so then tell her something else. And then she say, well, you can call me Queen Lee. She say, I can't be you. I mean, she talking some cool, I can't be you, but I can be someone like you. So just call me Queen Lee. And my grandma thought that was the most cutest thing. And she like, all right, your name Queen Lee. So now I start calling her Queen Lee. But I always found like grandma was looking at her real crazy, and grandma just couldn't fix her spiritual eyes on her. So grandma said, come here, boy. And told her, I said, go over there and sit down with the other girls and other kids. So grandma pulled me aside. I said, grandma finna talk shit. I said, grandma say I can't fuck with you. I said, nigga, I can't fuck with you. She just got real sad and she said, go talk to your grandma. Her words were very little. It's like she would conversate with me, communicate, but the words were so direct and well-spoken sentences. It wasn't talking about cars or TVs or coffee or anything like that. It was 100% to the point. So I'm sitting up there and I say, Grandma, what's up? Grandma said, I don't trust her. I say, what? I say, cause she white, man. I said, y'all gotta get over that racist shit, man. I say, coochie, Grandma. She a decent girl. I say, she even count the money when I'm out there. She say, it ain't that, it's somebody. She say, her energy ain't for you. It ain't real. And I say, well, Grandma, I think the girl love me because she really, and Grandma say, do you know anything about her? I say, I don't. I say, just from what we've been talking about, I say, but I'm finna start quizzing and schooling her. Grandma say, I don't think you should waste your time with this one. Something ain't right. I say, Grandma, I don't want to listen to this. So now this is the first time I done challenged Grandma because she fucking with my pussy now. Grandma, you always told me this bitch wasn't right, that one bitch wasn't right. But when I get somebody that's 100% for me, doing everything I say, and the ass ain't giving me no hardship, cutting up the dope with me, carrying the dope for me, holding the bitch if I need to. I know she ain't gonna steal nothing. I'm leaving all my money around her, and she ain't fucking with nothing. Police come, she'll jump in the driver's seat, act like she can drive, and never drove the car in her life. She was she was down. So now, Grandma, you fucking up. So now I'm going against Grandma for this one. The only chick I went against Grandma for. So Grandma say, all right, fall down and bump your ass now. I told you. So I'm like, yeah, I'm finna go, Grandma. So now I done walked away from Grandma. I say, Queen Lee, let's go. So okay, Queen Lee hop in the car, didn't say nothing. She ain't been. I'm having fun. And when I move, she moved, just like that, just like that. And so I say, so let me start asking questions about it. I say, why I ain't never met your people? I say, your people, you say they be fighting over there on the back street with the hemp boy. I say, why I ain't never met your people? She said, you don't want to meet them. They not nice like me. Say they all argumentative and they all be yelling at each other, barking and shit. That's another word. She said they be barking at each other and yelling at each other and shit. They wouldn't understand. And I'm like, okay, then I get it. People got problems with their families. I say, my grandma say, got an eerie feeling about you. I say, tell me a little bit about yourself. Really put me on you. So keep in mind, her words are very short. So she would make like one or two sentences, and she would be like, "Well, what do you think?" I would say, I'm telling her what to say, and I ain't understand psychology at that time. I said, "I think you're just a little white girl with daddy issues from College Park." She say, "I don't know my daddy like that." Say my daddy would come in, and the only thing I know, I just remember my mama. I don't remember my daddy. And say I got about 6 brothers and sisters, and the only thing I can remember is my mama. So okay, so now that's a touchy subject. I ain't gonna fuck with her. So I say, you don't got no job. I say, do you work? You would say, what's your last name? And she was like, just call me Queenly. Say, I ain't telling you my last name. Say, down the future we'll get it. And I say, so where you from? I'm just coming up with everything. What's your ethnicity? Like, is she Italian, Irish, white, Spanish? I'm trying to figure out something because now she flanking me with, what do you think? What do you think? It's whatever you want me to be. Don't worry about it. I'm here for you. She telling me that type of shit. So now the shit sinking in. After 2 days, I go back to grandmama. I knock on grandma's door. I say, Grandma, I gotta talk to you. I say something wrong with the chick, man. I say something wrong with her, just like you said. I say she a mystery. I don't know if she the police. I don't know if she a plant. I don't know what's going on, but she too willing to do. Now I'm realizing certain shit ain't, shit too good to be true energy. So grandma say, I told you. So grandma say, come back here, boy. Come back here, boy. And grandma went and got a bowl of water. She got a glass bowl that she used to bake cakes in. She got a glass bowl, and she filled it up with water from the little Brita water filter thing we had in the house, a little water thing. And she filled it up with water. She put a little salt in there, and she put like a cap full of ammonia. And she say, okay. She say, I'm finna look into her. And she say, the bitch say her name, Queenly. I say, that's what I call her. And she say, okay, let's talk about Queenly. So I held hands, and me and grandma did like a spiritual vision seance, holding hands over this bowl. And grandma say, only thing I can see is a dog. I say, only thing I can see is a dog. I say, and I'm going to, I'm with a psychic. I say, yeah, she say her uncle and them do fight dogs. I say, they probably fight dog with the Hamp boys. And she say, okay, well, I'm seeing the dog. She say, I'm seeing a pit bull. She say, this pit bull got a scratch on his side like it been hurt and it got war worn. I say, yeah, she do got a scratch under her chin. I say, and some on her side. And grandma say, well, I think she just trying to get to know you for the fight dogs or some shit. But grandma say, she got a lot of dog energy, like she a real bitch. I say, she can't be grandma because she nice to me. I say, maybe she was a bitch to somebody else. And I say, Spirit keep telling me she a bitch. She a bitch. And I say, well, I'm going to see can I piss her off and make her mad. Now, keep in mind, me and grandma hugged it out, kissed, and, it's all good. So now I'm dealing with her again. So it's the 13th. I know I ain't going to see her till like the 20th. So during that time, I'm sitting up there taking spiritual baths because I don't know if she done put some voodoo on me or some shit. I'm just really watching my shit, man. So after I did all that, come the other time, come the 20th, I go park my car at Isaac's store, and I'm walking around there to go sell my dope, and lo and behold, there she go. And I say, Queenly, what's up, girl? And she like, I miss you. Gave me the biggest hug, jumped in my arms, and she like, oh, I can't wait to go back to your house. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I say, but I gotta sell the dope and shit right here. I say, you wanna sit in the car in the AC? And while I'm up here, cause I done trusted them. Now we coming up on the 4th month, people now. I say, cool. So I'm out there selling dope. Walk back down there, getting ready to go to the crib. She asleep in the car, legs gapped open. You can walk in there and see all through her push. She never wore underwear. So I'm laughing and shit. And I say, yeah, I'm gonna tear this bitch up again. So I'm in my zone, man. I'm in my zone. I'm loving it. But all of a sudden, I happen to start paying attention to her body. So now back to when I start caressing her and being sensual. So this was the night I started caressing her, being sensual and shit, paying attention. So I realized this motherfucker had a gash on her side, like a real deep gash. It wasn't no birthmark. It was like the bitch had got cut and they gouged out of her. So I say, damn, I ain't never noticed that. I noticed the one under her chin. So then as I'm massaging her back, oiling her up and shit, shoulders, so I get down to the lower part of her back. Bruh, sweetheart, sisters, whatever you want to call yourself, people I'm talking to. I'm seeing fur down there, right? I'm seeing a patch of fur on her lower back, like by the top of her ass. And it was like if a woman don't shave her vagina and it ain't outgrown, but you could tell it's just that curly shit. It's just a coarse patch of hair, like on the lower back around her waistline, all the way going around to her love handle area. So I say, damn, this bitch got fur. I say, so maybe she grow hair though. You know, it's weird. People grow hair in various places. My cousin Yash grew hair on his right shoulder, just a patch of hair on his right shoulder. So, you know, I'm like, okay, maybe that's just a genetic mutation and shit. You know, I'm trying to explain this shit away. So I said, something ain't right. So I went back and told Grandma, I said, Grandma, we gotta look deeper. I say, do you remember that little dog I used to play with that used to be waving on me in front of Mr. Isaac's stove? And she said, yeah, your mama hate that dog. I said, yeah. I say, this girl giving me the energy and you told me she a bitch and I'm putting two and two together and she say she don't know her daddy. I say, that's how they breed, dog. I say, and then, you know, she only know her mama. I say, man, maybe this girl is like a changeling or some shit, Grandma. And Grandma say, come on, let's look at it. So this time Grandma do the bowl again, but this time Grandma put some ice cubes in the water. And when Grandma put ice cubes in the water, people, I can't make this shit up, man. The ice cubes start sticking together and they formed a dog. The ice cubes melted in the bowl and the little white part of the ice cube, it formed together and made like the image of a dog, like a Great Dane type pit bull looking dog. And I say, the fuck that mean? Grandma say, baby, I think this girl was that little dog. I say, you got to be kidding me. I say, Grandma, this shit is getting out of hand. And now me and Grandma both sitting up there, we both saying curse word. I said, Grandma, this shit is getting out of hand. This spiritual shit just done blowed me the fuck away. I'm cursing in front of Grandma and I ain't never did that. Grandma like, man, that bitch got you fucked up. Me, Grandma picking at me. What you do to make a dog fall in love with you, man? I mean, Grandma just eating me up. So I guess you do got the bone. I guess you do be throwing them bones to him. You wrestle with her. She just give me all these kind of dog analogy. Grandma just laughing and loving this shit. And I'm like, man, you got your fucking mind. I mean, that was the first time me and Grandma was on equal playing field talking. So after the joke passed and shit, I say, Grandma, what if this bitch is a dog and she done changed up? Grandma say, the bowl said it. Don't deny the motherfucking bowl, nigga. I wouldn't waste my time looking if the spirit ain't telling me to tell you. I say, so Grandma, what we gonna do about this bitch? I say, I ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing, cause you gotta deal with that, cause she ain't doing no magic on you. She just an animal that fell in love with your ass. So then I told Grandma about the dude who gave me the silver dollar. And I say, he owned all of them. I said, he told me don't let it go past 5 months. Cause some bad was gonna happen or some shit was catastrophe gonna happen. Grandma say, how long you been fucking the bitch? I say, it been about 4 months. 4 months and about 3 days. I say, but she gonna leave, you know, around about the 12th to 13th, and she come back on the 20th. Think, maybe that bitch going to recharge her. Do her a favor and get the spell right. Cause she said, cause that hoe ain't human. She is a dog. And I said, okay. So Grandma said, when she come back, I'm gonna need you to come over to the house and act like you chilling at the house and you can really see her. Grandma said, I'll be there. Give me your key. So I'm out there selling dope. Grandma over there at my apartments off Pine Hills Road at that time. Pine Hills in North Lane, I was living over there. So Grandma sitting up in that bitch. Grandma done kicked the foot up, eating all my food, eating my little chili cheese Fritos and shit. I love chili cheese Fritos. So when I bring the girl down, she walk in there and she see Grandma. And she's like, hey, how you doing? And Grandma like, what you talking about, you bitch? And she like, ooh. And the girl wasn't afraid of Grandma nothing. She like, ooh. And Grandma say, what are you, ho? What are you? And Grandma, and she just kept saying, what you mean, what am I? Say, I'm a woman. Now I see straight through your disguise. Grandma confronting her. So grandma reached in her cup. She had like a little squirt bottle cup. And she poured some water in her hand and she threw it at the girl. Psh, the water hit her. And I smelled the water because it smelled like ammonia almost. And grandma just started like splashing the water on the woman. It's wetting up my little fat ass TV because I had a fat back then, the big screen. It's wetting water getting all on the screen so you could, and I just know I focus on the colors on the TV. You know, when water get on the old TV screen, the colors turn blue, yellow, it look like that shit. So she just splashing the girl and I keep hearing the girl say, stop, out, stop, no. And right when she did that, a commercial popped up on the TV for Puppy Chow food. And the dog was running to the Puppy Chow to get the food. People, if I'm making this shit up, God need to get me. As soon as she seen the Puppy Chow bag of food, grandma throwing this shit on her, she looks at the TV and she runs to the TV and touches the TV. Touches the other dog with both of her hands in the Puppy Chow. Grandma say, bitch, you ain't real. You a motherfucking dog. You a bitch. What the fuck you do? Who you talk to transform? What kind of magic is this? And the girl turned around and she had the most whimperish, dog-looking shit on her face, people. Like I couldn't believe it. And now I'm looking at her with my own self eyes, and now she transforming into a pit bull right in front of my face like that. And I'm like, the fuck? So I'm like, bitch, this has got me crazy. I'm losing it, people. I'm motherfucking gone. Grandma say, I know what you is. Just say what you is. And she's like, I can't say. If I talk about it, I lose it. And I lose what? Now me and grandma, we done sat down because she's standing in front of the TV, talking, looking sad, tears coming out of her eye. She say, I lose it. Say, he'll take it from me. I can't talk about it. So, like, who? And she said, the man. So I say, well, so I pull out the silver dollar and I show grandma. I say, the man gave me a silver dollar. She say, that can't be around me. That can't be around me. She say, no, hide it. So she freaking out. So I'm like, oh shit, this shit is true. So me and grandma looking at each other like, grandma like, give it to me, bitch. If you can't throw it at her ass, I'll throw it at her ass. So I said, here. So I gave the coin to grandma. Grandma got up and grandma went over there and said, grab the coin, bitch. Grab it. And she like, I'll lose it. That's all she's saying. So now I'm trying to say, is she gonna lose her mind? Is she gonna lose her shape? Everything going through my head. I'll lose it. Grandma say, touch it, ho. Touch it, bitch. And she just had to, and I was standing right next to the door in the island because, I'm spooked the fuck out. I'm going in the kitchen to get a knife if I have to. I'm gonna gut this bitch because if she turn into a skinwalker, a rougarou, or anything else that I can't fathom, or try to attack grandma, bitch, we gonna fillet your ass up in this bitch. And the girl turned to the door and looked at me where I was standing by the door next to the kitchen. She looked at me with the weirdest, saddest look, like her whole world crashed. And she just like slapped the coin out of grandma's hand, but when she slapped it, it ended up touching her. And she ran out the door. And she just was crying, boo-hoo, crying. Now, she on Pine Hills Road. I was always pick her up on Ivy Lane Road. So as she running out the door and shit, and she bend the corner, I run around the corner seeing can I catch her to comfort her, because I'm like, okay, grandma probably tripping, this probably too much. Grandma done hit her with some spiritual shit. People, I promise you on everything, when I got around the corner, and it couldn't have been no more than like 30 seconds, a minute to 30 seconds. I got around the corner, I didn't see no human, I didn't see no white girl, I ain't see shit. So I look, I'm like, where's she going? Because she ran out of the apartments, where's she going? And you go right up North Lane, and it's just a long ass street, so you can see anybody walking. They got sidewalk. So I look, and I didn't see no white girl, no nothing in the hood walking. So then I'm like, where the fuck she at? So I'm like, is she in somebody else's house? Is she hiding in one of the stove? So I'm sitting up there and I'm looking. So I run across the street. I run like a block over to the stove, and I go in that thing and she inside the corner store crying or some shit, and nothing in them. So when I walk out the corner store, I see a pit bull, the same pit bull from my childhood. It just was a little older, had a little more white hair on his face and shit, right? So I'm like, nah. So the dog didn't follow me home. I went up there to grandma. I said, Grandma, that girl ran. I said, she probably got a ride and got in the car and got with somebody. I said, anybody pick old fine white bitch up like that? And grandma said, see that? She said, we need to get you clean to get that shit off you. I said, all right. So, me and grandma set it up for me to come to her house the weekend. She was off work and shit, so she was gonna do a real cleaning on me. So same thing. I parked my car up there at Isaac store. I'm looking for the white girl, thinking, okay, she gonna come back over here. Grandma, she done got her shit together. She probably went home. So I ain't see her. So another week passed, a week and about 4 days. So now I'm walking back from Big B Stove selling dope. I get in my little car, and all of a sudden, not directly at the corner, but a little bit up the road, right where Campanella started at from that road. Campanella, right on the road leading to Scarborough Middle School. I see Queenly, the same pit bull. She was over there, and she wouldn't come to me, and she was just down there, just looking at me, one hard stare, and I stared in her eyes, and I don't know how our eyes met, and the dog looked so sad. And then the dog turned and walked away up the road, and we ain't see the dog no more. So so I'd say, okay, I ain't even gonna front y'all. I can't make this shit up. I used to drive down Campanella thinking I'm gonna see the dog. I could be going up Ivy Lane Road and I turn right there by Mr. Isaac's store in Melody Bar, and I go down Campanella thinking I'm gonna see the dog and shit. I was gonna get out and play with the dog, give it some food and shit, but I never seen the dog again. And then all of a sudden, I was going up the street and I noticed a dog that was hit by a car on the side of the road. I got up, it was a Queenly dog, hit dead on the side of the road, and she had been out there in the ditch for about a good 3-4 days because she had started to swell up and shit. So I just said, damn, that's fucked up. That's Queenly. Now the dog is old as fuck, over 8-9 years old, because me and the dog started fucking around, had a relationship in middle school. I'm dope boy, 22, 21. And people, that's how that shit went. So I'm gonna close this bitch out by saying, people, I think I fucked the dog. No insult. I think Queenly was that dog, and she made a deal to become a live human. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments in the after chat. All right, everybody, I'm tight telling you guys, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, but it's the truth, no doubt. Be careful who you bark at, because a bitch just might bark back at you. Have a good one, good people.